striking. His dancing is motivating the camera movement in a really clever way.
I feel like
In my Genshin Impact cinematic journey, today we've come to Ga Ming character demo. I'm very excited to cover this. Seems to be in a really unique style. If you've been enjoying our time together, please consider watching some of the other content we've done on this channel, including my full Genshin Impact 4.0 cinematic journey. Genshin lore masters, join me in battle once again. Ooh.
Hey boss, the name's
Nice shot.
Ga Ming. I'm a guard from the communications office. I'm the best wushu dancer in the secure transport agency.
Wow, amazing.
And the busiest guard of the wushu dancing community.
That's really nice.
How about that?
Some good camera work there.
all this needs shipping, right? Whether
Go
it takes
back.
me uphill, downhill, or out to the sticks. I get the
Traveling.
goods from A to B. I'll even take them across the sea if needed.
Cool. Ooh, that was nice. Ooh, ultra wide on the arrow. Really well done. And look at that.
Start my warm-up routine.
Whoa. Striking. Yeah, the music is really striking. Absolutely great. I love the variety of camera angles. His dancing is motivating the camera movement in a really clever way.
I feel like watching Manzai has helped me get a better
Ooh.
handle on how Swan-Ni look in action. As soon as I put my wushu head on, I'm right in the zone.
Oh, that's so awesome. Yeah. Really great cuts there. We got to look at those in detail. The music is just glorious. I feel like it's highlighting his personality with this sort of frenetic energy. It's just like him.
You hungry?
Cool.
Ah, I managed to book this cool place for dinner.
Ah,
they only
it's
do
so
evening
fun.
service and it's invite only.
I love
My
it. That's really good, concise and short. I mean, we're looking at it. It's essentially a minute long. You know, you got end card and title card in the beginning. Incredibly well done. There's a lot to talk about, so let's hop in. I really like the dancing too. But even in this section, there's a lot. Yeah. Like I said, if you're enjoying our time together, make sure to subscribe. Hop in our Discord. We have a big community. Genshin, Warcraft, Final Fantasy, lots of fun people in there. And let's look at this. This is fantastic. All right. So I really like the establishing shot here. It kind of relates to his travels. You know, he's going out and moving. We get this cool shot of the landscape. It kind of relates to later when he's kind of carrying stuff around. Yeah.
I'm a guard from the communications office. I'm the best wushu
Now, this is what I want to talk about. There's some really, really cool camera work here.
dancer in the secure transport agency.
Yeah, really cool how we go from almost like a portraiture shot here to pulling out to maybe like a, 30 millimeter or even less. This really big explosion of movement to kind of accentuate his dancing. Really well done. And then this is where stuff gets interesting. So this is what caught my eye. What happens is here we really slide in. And if you notice, we actually tilt the axis of the camera. Now, you may have seen this in a lot of horror films. It's called the Dutch angle, when you'll use this to achieve a little bit of tension or anything. In this case, it's used a little bit differently. It's actually used, if I had to guess, to elongate his stance. He's in this really deep martial stance. This is a technique I've used in my martial arts film work. And you can see what it does is it gives a little bit more space to showcase that stance and kind of emphasize the form in the frame. So it's pretty advanced stuff from a compositional standpoint. I love it. And then he goes into this leg sweep. And what happens is we even increase the sort of intensity of that axis shift to, again, showcase. There's a little bit more length to be shown with the dancing movements. So it's very, very well done. And he does on the other side too. Awesome. There's actually a little bit of a cut here too. I want you guys to note some really cool editing tricks here. Right there. You see this? So it goes in for the leg sweep. There's this kind of vibration and motion blur right there. Boom! And then we make the cut. So if you watch it, it's kind of invisible.
Busiest guard of the wushu
It's cool. A really nice editing trick. And then we come to this awesome mask.
community.
I love it. And then back to that similar thing. Yeah, it's cool. It feels like also the kind of axis shift. Feels like you're almost with him in the dance, or like you're dancing. And I like that. It's a good choice.
So all this needs shipping, right? Whether it takes
I love this transition too. We come around the back of him in this reverse over the shoulder shot piece. Then we end up in this really, really nice transition. How we achieve this in editing is this would be an editing mask right here. Clipping mask, which you'd put around the subject, and then simple enough, transition to the next shot.
whether it takes
Very,
me
very cool.
uphill, downhill, or out to the sticks.
And then he's kind of in the same spot as we come around. Yeah, that was really nice.
I get the goods from
Talk about a montage. This is like a 5-second montage.
A to
If
B.
that.
I'll even take him across the sea if
Yeah, I would say about 5 seconds. It's really well done. And then we got a whole other storyline developing here. There's another subject introduced. Now, what I really like here is this big bar, sort of visually speaking, almost from like a painterly perspective. This big image of the crossbow across the frame. He's aiming. He's going to shoot Gaming. Look at this. It kind of mimics the frame and how it's going to close and emphasize in sort of like a mangaka way. Check this out. Boom. Right? There's a similar sort of big bar across the screen. Super, super specific. It's sort of like almost like painter type stuff that you would consider, but it makes for a really beautiful sort of pattern and imagery. And then this is where stuff gets cool. So ultra wide focal length on this. Ultra wide focal length. Beautifully, beautifully done. And what we're getting here, how you can tell that is there's some distortion on the edges. Look at this. Some distortion. And look how elongated the arrow is. Like I said before, we've chosen this tilted axis and a wide angle lens. What that does is it's going to elongate the subject and really emphasize movements in a cool way, in a kind of stretched way. So we have this fisheye lens to kind of give the feeling like we're zipping along with it, so like the arrow really, really long. Then something really interesting happens here. Look at this. So you actually notice there's a lack of continuity here. Now, a lot of people might incorrectly say, oh, it's a mistake, they screwed up, it's actually not continuity. Not the case. This is actually expertly done, and I'm going to tell you why. So we cut the arrows right next to his head. In the next shot, it's very far away. Many, many, many frames, probably as much as like 5 or 10 frames. Now, why did they do that? I'm going to show you why. Watch it in normal motion. It's essentially invisible. In fact, it would be too quick to follow correct continuity with this. So they actually cheated it in the edit, which is something that will be done a lot of times in action pieces. Stuff is happening so fast, you have to make it so the audience can digest what's happening, or it can be very annoying and very jarring to the audience, and you're gonna kind of get this like subconscious, I don't like this isn't good. You don't even know why some of the time, but it's because the editing wasn't tight and they made incorrect decisions. So this is a perfect example of sort of like advanced editing, making calls like this that you really have to consider audience attention. Does it make sense? And you know, will it jar the audience on those cuts? So this was expertly done. Watch it again normal. It looks beautiful. Right from the shot, right? It's so fast, you can't even tell that there was a few frames where it was pulled back, right? So I thought it was really well done. I also like how he's very close to getting hit. He doesn't do like a huge dodge in that sort of classic anime way. The closer you are to dodging, sort of nonchalantly, the more skillful it looks, right? So I love that. And I like how instantly he goes into his dancing routine. That's what makes this fun.
I'll start my warm-up routine.
Again, did you guys catch how they're using musicality with sort of imagery here? Check this out. The dancing, the blinking to the music. I mean, that's just so fun. It makes you wonder, was the song delivered first or the edit? I'm going to go with the song was probably delivered first. In this case, possibly. It depends, though, on how their workflow is. I have absolutely no idea. I'd love to know how they do this. I saw a behind the scenes for Gaming came out, and I would be curious, would you guys want to see me cover that? Because I don't know if they cover how they did the demo reel, the character demo, but anyways. Gaming, Leonine Vanguard. Let's see if we can read the stuff. Guard of the Sword and Strongbox Secure Transport Agency. And the head of the mighty mythical beasts, Wusho Troop. Love it. Love it. Like I said, the music really has a personality to it. There's this kind of shakiness and energy to it. Like it's almost about to burst out and have to burst into dance. And that's exactly what I'm getting from the character, right? Look at this. It's such a beautiful instrumentation. There's so much character in it. You know what I mean? This is why one of the reasons I love live perform music so much in gaming. Grew up with a lot of games like old retro Final Fantasy games and stuff, and beautiful, beautiful sound quality to those old sound fonts on like Super Nintendo. Even NES has a certain fun quality to it that I really like. It's nostalgic. But when you get a live performance like this, you can have so much personality of the master artist who's performing with the instrument. Whereas if it's just a computer producing the sound perfectly, it's just that's it. The note is perfectly done. So I love live perform music in games. And it's funny, a lot of you might say, like, why is he saying this? This isn't a new thing. But it kind of is a new thing in gaming. There's still a lot of games that don't have this. and I love it that this is becoming sort of like more of a prevalent thing. And I've been to probably almost more gaming concerts than I can count now, between Zelda and Final Fantasy. Like, so many of my favorite concerts that I've been to, that you know, even like Lord of the Rings live, I love watching stuff because you get an individualized, one of a kind performance with all these artists collaborating and stuff. So anyways, random tangent, but listen to this. Beautiful. There's a lot of good shots here to break into as well. Let's look at this. So, all right, I love how this is actually the move from before, and I like that the dance in the beginning of the video is a little foreshadowing into his moveset. That was really clever. Also, this is a really cool sort of tracking shot here. Let's take a look. I mean, look at this. It's great. I don't know if this is in-game or just an image they created for the video, but it's beautiful. So satisfying. Boom! And the camera just, follows him down. Just, expertly done. Love it. Yeah, there's a lot of what we talked about in the beginning, axis shifting of the camera, to achieve this sort of like gracefulness. Like, he's moving through space, you know, and he's not rigid, he's fluid, very highly skilled. Yeah, and all the stuff we're talking about earlier is happening here. We're going from wide to close. This is actually more of a pullback, not a zoom, and to show kind of environmental damage right there. That was really cool. I mean, look at it though, see? Everything's moving very smoothly. If I pause, if I do frame by frame here. Beautifully done.
I feel like watching Manzai has helped me get a better handle on how Swanee look in action.
That is so cute. It reminds me of, I forgot her name again. I always forget her name. The girl who's a chef has her like teddy bear guy as well.
As soon as I put my wuxia,
and Spencer was on the show. If you guys didn't see, I had a Chinese teacher who's one of my dearest friends on the show. And he actually broke down a lot of like the cultural significance, Chinese cultural significance of all the characters in the game, and he talks a lot about that character.
I'm right in the zone.
Ooh, yeah, this is what I wanted to get to. So these shots are amazing. I mean, look at this. And again, look at that sort of thematic imagery that they've established of the axis shifting. I mean, I want to talk about that shot actually. That's just stylish. He's got the hood up now. He's like imitating the character. I love it. But look what happens. So we have this sort of panel, almost like a manga panel, shifting and rotating. It's crazy. It's almost like a visual language that they've established. And look at this. Oh, it's so cool. And you can see like the kind of strike in the background. And look at that. It's glorious. This is what I was talking about with the wide angle. So look at this sword, how it's pointed towards the camera. Because it's a wide angle lens, it has this beautiful elongations emphasis to it. And if it wasn't a wide angle, it would look really flat in the frame if it was more compressed. Because what happens when you go to like telephoto lenses and everything, it compresses everything down. So what does that do? Well, why is that used? So for example, actors' faces. If you're shooting a scene with a telephoto lens, it's going to give this pretty flattering compression of the face. So you don't want to elongate, you know, features of the body, right? Stuff like that. Chins and ears and everything. You don't want to, it's typically not flattering to actors. So you want to kind of compress those down with beautiful portrait lenses, even in like the 80mm range and even beyond that. So yeah, there's some cool background on that. But this gives a sense of movement and that stretchiness. I'm not shooting with a wide angle here. You get the idea. Awesome. Yeah, I really, really like it. And he's got a little shyness at the end there. It's fun.
You hungry? I managed to book this cool place for dinner. They only do evening service and it's invite only.
So this is a great piece. The last part here is pure personality, right? It's like he's doing this thing. He almost gets assassinated. Apparently, there's like an arrow passing by his face. You know, all in a day's work. Anyways, I got this really cool place and it's got the best food. Oh, you're gonna love it. That's on me. It's like, wow, what a really cool personality. So I think it's a great character. I would love to hear from you Genshin lore masters if you're going to be pulling for this character. It seems like he's live now because this is a couple days ago. Let me know who's got him, if his moveset's cool. He looks like a 4-star just from the video length. Usually the 4-star is a little bit shorter, but he's really well designed. Is he 4-star or 5-star? I don't know. This is a great video. But anyways, thank you all for watching. This was so much fun. Like I said, hop into our Discord. If you want to choose a video for me to react to, you can become a Dragoon. Click that join button. become a Dragoon tier member. You can choose any Genshin video, any other Hoyoverse stuff that you enjoy for me to watch. So thank you guys for being here. It's been a great time, and I'll talk to you soon.